Virgin Media Shorts, championing undiscovered talent.
School Portrait came about because the writer-director Nick Scott, who's a good friend of mine, came to me with the script saying, would you like to make this in time for the Virgin Media Shorts deadline? And the reason why I wanted to do it, even though I'd made quite a few shorts already, was, yeah, as I say, Nick was a good friend of mine. We'd knew each other quite well, but we'd never had the chance to work together on a film. I loved the script. It seemed like it was going to be a very simple shoot. So we started prepping for it. And I think when we did that, it was only something like 6 weeks until the actual deadline. I had around 3 weeks of prep. There wasn't too much to do because of the type of script that it was. You know, it was just one location with these kids sitting in shot one by one. So, you know, we had a camera guy who brought his own camera and lighting kit, and we had a sound guy who brought his own sound kit along. And the only big challenge for me was finding the venue where we were going to shoot the thing with the kids, and we did it at one of the Stagecoach drama schools in London. So that really isn't just a piece of marketing text. It really did cost around that, and that all came from the director Nick Scott's pockets. The way that we did it was, first of all, we were a small collaborative unit, all coming on board, wanted to complete the film for the film's sake. As I say, the main challenge for me was finding the kids in the school. And I've worked with kids a few times before, and I realised that it was going to be very expensive to pick a venue and make all of the kids travel to us. There's all sorts of issues with chaperones and licensing. How we did this was we went to the drama school Stagecoach, which happens on a Saturday morning. There's a whole load of them in London. We found one that was particularly friendly, which is Stagecoach Shirley in Croydon. And basically it was a case of us picking the kids who we felt were best, dragging them out of their classes one by one, and shooting with them just for a few minutes at a time. So, you know, what we were paying was expenses and some pizza, basically. I think in different senses, it's both. I think it's a limited budget is empowering in the sense that you should hopefully be able to retain creative control. There is a great graph, I think it's in the Guerrilla Filmmakers Handbook, of budgets against control, where if your budget goes up and up, then your control goes down and down. So in that sense, keeping it to yourself lets you keep it creatively pure with your idea. I think it can be limiting in the sense that obviously you have less money to spend on your locations and, you know, what you can achieve on screen. And I think the way around that is to be thinking creatively about what you can achieve with the means that you have at the scripting stage even. And then when it comes to the shoot itself, it's all about working out how you can convert cash cost on a budget into in-kind cost. You need to think about who are the people that you know, or even if you don't know them, who are the people that could be sympathetic to your cause. Find them, and then you can cross that line off the budget. My budgets have gone up and down. I've been fortunate that my latest project was the highest budget yet. It's called Mohammed, and it's a short film directed by Mustafa Kasey Betty, who was on the Screen International Stars of Tomorrow list last year. The scheme is run by the BFI, and all of the films are at 25 to 50 grand budgets. We shot over 9 days, and it stars Kayvan Novak, who's from Four Lions, Fonejacker and Facejacker. So that really felt more like a film shoot, certainly did in the tiredness stakes. But my film before that was only 3 grand, and it was called Painkiller, and we shot in a convenience store in glamorous Catford. I'm going to offend people watching this from Catford. For 2 nights, and we had guns in it, so that one was a nightmare. So that one was all about the in-kind, so hopefully up and up from here.
Virgin Media Shorts, championing undiscovered talent.